How do you know that you're attractive? Old people will say it out loud, and little kids will let you know if the opposite is true. Honestly, the best compliment I have ever been given was when a woman with her kids got on a train I was on. She told them to get the seats next to the pretty lady. They looked around for a minute, then made a beeline for me. That was about 10 years ago, and TBH, I've never got over it. The best time on the train was when I was wearing a gown, and a mom with a gaggle of kids got on and plopped down near me. I said hello. The kids kept whispering to each other and their mom, staring at me, giggling, shyly approaching, and then running back to their mom. "I'm sorry," she said. "They think you must be a real princess because you're so pretty." Well, you bet I was a princess who answered their questions for the next 20 minutes. They were so charming. It made my day, week, month, year, life. I had a little girl gasp at me and whisper, "Elsa." Her mom admonished her for it, but I was so honored. When I was 4 or 5, I told a lady at the gym that she was fat. My mom was so embarrassed and made me apologize. The lady was like, "Yeah, but she's right, though." At around that age, I was having a sleepover at my grandma's, and she was putting on face cream, and she was explaining to me it was for her wrinkles. I apparently sadly sighed and said, "It's not working, isn't it?" It's her favorite childhood story of me to this day. Strangers do you favors without you having to ask. The older I get, the less people hold the door for me from across the parking lot. It should be the other way round. The 30 Rock episodes with John Hamm, who's so good looking that random people would just give him stuff, and he thought it was how all people were treated. Such good episodes that comedically portrays this. It's clearly a joke for the show, but it's honestly not that far off. I was a fat kid all through school. I hit the gym and got in really good shape in my early to mid-20s, and I became what most people would have considered hot. It was night and day difference between how people treat you. I'm a straight guy, and even other obviously straight dudes would be considerably more friendly. My life fell apart during COVID, and from 2020 to 2022, I gained 100 pounds. It was blatantly noticeable how differently people treated me being fat again. Since 2022, I've managed to lose most of the weight I put on, and wouldn't you know it, people are much more friendly and chattier throughout my day-to-day. Heard this quote: "When you're attractive, the world will let you know, but if you're not, you'll have to figure it out yourself. Unless you're ugly AF, 'cause the world will let you know too." Yeah, it's kind of like if you're in the top or bottom 10%, the world will let you know. The middle you figure out on your own. My grandmama says I'm the handsomest boy ever, so I believe her. I got some bad news for you. My grandma said the same thing about me, and my grandma's no liar. Well, we ain't calling her a truther. As someone who used to be young and attractive, you get hit on. I realized it when I got older and was no longer getting hit on. It's not necessarily that you got older and less attractive. It could also be the environment you're hanging out in. I don't go to clubs or bars or music festivals anymore. Most of my activities are either with close friends or other married parents. Not exactly the right environment to hit on people. A wedding band is a damn good flirtation repellent. I've known women who have gotten divorced and still wear their rings just because they don't want to get hit on. People will tell you, all the time. A friend of mine is model-level attractive and people have zero problems being direct with compliments. Like, cashiers, strangers, one time we were chatting and someone crossed the street to compliment her. It's like a different existence. I have a very pretty friend, white dash key to story. We were sitting outside a cafe in Seoul, very not white, and a group of tourists started taking pictures of us. Also white, so kinda special, but not crazy so. After a minute, they asked the rest of us to get out of the frame so they could get solo shots of her outside a cafe. It was wild to watch happen in person. I had something similar happen to me in China. I'm very pale white. I'd consider myself on the prettier side of average, but not model by any means. This kind of stuff would never happen to me at home. When my boyfriend and I were in China, older men would walk up to him to tell him that he did a good job and point at me. Young Chinese tourists would constantly take pictures of me, sometimes sneakily, and sometimes they would approach and ask for a photo. We had a tour guide at one point, and she took a group picture with us, which afterwards she told me she just wanted a picture with me, to show off to her friends how pretty I was. It was so strange, but it was such a confidence boost. I'm sure people would tell you. I've told others if I think they're attractive. I also have a mirror that tells me exactly why people don't tell me I'm attractive. I suppose your mirror must be broken. Pause, ask your vendor for a refund. My mirror says you are beautiful. I showed your PFP to my mirror. You wouldn't have to wonder. People will remind you every day one way or another, like doing you favors, more patience. People look at you, ask for your number, compliment you. I know because I'm friends with someone very beautiful, and the way people treat him is like night and day. Like we go on clubs and he wouldn't need to ask for anyone's number, he just looks at them for a quarter of a second and they give them theirs. Sometimes I wonder why I even bother taking care of myself if people like that exist. I have a very attractive friend and I've tried to explain this to her because she just kind of thinks everyone is like that to everyone. It just doesn't translate to her. She also talks to me about how she just can't trust other people's intentions. I'm like, girl, I have that too, but I don't get the benefits you do. We don't talk about it anymore because it's like alien to both of us. Thankfully, she didn't lean in hard and give up developing herself as a person. You should absolutely take care of yourself. I think people cannot always pick up on the specific little things, but people can tell overall that you look better. Like, for example, if your skin is more clear, you're in better shape, your eyebrows and beard is trim, your clothes ironed and stylish, and your hygiene good, probably more people will think you look better. It does make a difference. I had a friend like that. Strippers would give him their number, after which he wouldn't return to that bar out of disgust. Supremely beautiful and narcissistic, but in a weird way. He was actually a decent friend, and lonely, because his shallowness turned women off once they noticed it, and men distracted him. I've been told that I am by a variety of unrelated people. I'm not super attractive, but enough for the occasional compliment. I got called the pretty one once. That will do me. My wife has pointed out numerous times that girls hit on me while my oblivious ass just thinks they're being nice. I had a woman hit on me while I was making a selection on a jukebox one time. My wife told me to let her buy me a drink so we could save on the tab, lol. When you are not oblivious, act it. My wife still remember from about 25 or 26 years back that woman pouted her lips at you. Imagine if I noticed or smiled back. It will follow you to the grave. Appearance is just one facet of who we are. Yes, it feels good to receive compliments and taking care of yourself is important, but true beauty comes from within. Each of us is unique, and our worth is far more than just how we look. Strength, kindness, intelligence, and passion. These are the things that make us truly beautiful. Remember, the world needs you exactly as you are. Don't compare yourself to others. Instead, appreciate your individuality. In the end, self-respect and confidence are the most attractive qualities. Be yourself and that light will always shine through. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. It helps us grow and create more content for you. And share your stories in the comments. How did you realize that beauty isn't just about appearance? Let's inspire and support each other in celebrating our uniqueness.